Finally be live. It's me, the Bandito Basil, and I'm here at the Sammamish River Trail. And yeah, it looks like I'm live. Okay, so we're gonna go for a walk on the Sammamish River Trail, and I'm going to see if I can use this selfie stick properly. That's one thing we love about the Pacific Northwest is nature everywhere. And so here we go. I'm gonna probably turn the camera around and point forward if I can figure out how to do that. A lot of this here is about me learning to use this particular platform. Well, it doesn't give me a button to switch camera directions, which is really quite annoying. Let's see. I think I'm inclined that I'm gonna give up trying to use Streamlabs. It really sucks. I'm just gonna use YouTube Studio from now on. But in any case, here we go on our walk. Hello, ducks. I wish I could point the camera the other direction and show you where I'm walking towards instead of where I'm walking from. But as you can see, springtime is not fully here yet. A few flowers on some of the trees, but mostly everything is still dormant. So here in Bothell, we used to have a rickety old bridge across the river. I used to be terrified every time I walked across it, but we now have a new bridge. Oh, what did I just do? I don't know what I just did. Anyway, we now have a new bridge. I don't know if you can see it. Where's the bridge? That direction. Anyway, let's go across the new bridge.
Yeah, it's science.
I think it's hard to see right now because we're directly in the sun, but here's what it looks like. Il nostro nuovo ponte. I don't know if you're getting a view. Yeah, We'll go across. Mostly I want to go down the trail. Some kayakers going under the bridge. Very popular hobby here, kayaking. What luck? How you doing? I think that's a friend of mine, but I couldn't tell. My glasses are steamed up. So that's our new bridge. Let's go back over it. Just look at the view of the trees and the sky. Isn't that magnificent? So here we are, Sammamish River Trail. It's of course more beautiful in the summertime, when there's leaves on all the trees. Everything is growing. This is where the old bridge was, roughly, and it's gone. It's a very nice day here today. A lot of people are out walking and bicycles. So we have woods like this all over our area. Hold on. Oh, I think I found something. No, I did not find something. Okay. I found a button on the interface that I didn't see before. Here. Okay. Now that's what it looks like ahead of me. Okay. I haven't seen any bald eagles today. Might be a little bit late in the day. It might also be a little bit early in the spring. They tend to come into this area and nest in the trees and hunt for fish in the river. Oh, let's see. My glasses are steamed up with an airplane. This part of the river, they made these little canals here to make it more like a wetland, like a swamp, which is what this area would be if it wasn't developed. Do seem to be having good internet connection here, so that's good. I have seen river otters before. Not sure if that's man-made or made by river otters, but we do have river otters in this area. The other trees. So up here in a little while, there's a park. My goal is to walk up to the park and turn around and walk back. Sammamish River. So at this point, we can cross the river here and go down to the park and cross the river again and come back on this other trail over here. So check out the view. And the park is up there at the other bridge. Look at that view.
Yeah, that's basically you.
So you can probably tell that bridge up there used to be a train trestle at one time, and long ago the train route through here was suspended and they converted it into this bicycle trail. So this whole bicycle trail is roughly where the train used to go. lot of steep hills up and down. So it's a good workout walking this trail. So technically, this is where the Sammamish River Trail ends and the Burk Gilman Trail starts. And that goes all the way into the heart of Seattle, about 20 or 30 miles. So we're going to go across. Used to bring my daughter for a walk here when she was a little baby in the stroller, and then take her to the park over here to play on the swings. Again, the view. And in this direction, you can hear children playing over there at the park. So we won't go into the park. It's not very interesting, but it is a beautiful park. And recently the city bought the land just beyond the park. The park now goes about another 4 miles down the river. But there are no trails down there yet. I've heard that they're going to make this trail go through to the other park. Again, the scenery is very different this time of the year compared with the summertime, when all those trees are covered with leaves. Big old cedar tree there. Whole bunch of cedar trees.
Oh, it's 32. I'm gonna get a little longer.
Let's see how we are doing here. I just want to see Oh, some of you are there. Okay. Hi, process server. Hello, Israel. Hello, process server. Nice to see you. I didn't know I could view the chats. Okay. That's part of why I'm doing these boring tours of walks. Not too boring, hopefully, but to learn how to use this tool. So I'll switch camera angles again in a couple of minutes. Let's see. I want to have a nice view behind me. There's fewer people over on the trails on this side. Because we're further away from the river, we're off the main trail. So I think this is where I need to turn to get back. Otherwise I end up in a different neighborhood from where I parked. So we will go left here. A lot of people live in these woods, so the trail crosses some driveways. Thank you, process. A few, not too many blossoms yet. Most of these trees here don't have flowers. What you're looking at here are cottonwoods, alders. The red alder and the cottonwood are the primary trees that we have out here. They don't have flowers. There are a few shrubs along the trail that have flowers, but I only saw one flowering shrub, and I'm not sure if it's a native plant or something somebody planted there. It wasn't a shrub that I know personally. We do have some evergreen trees here. Most of our evergreens are either Douglas fir or grand fir. If it's coning yet, I can tell you. Let's see. That's very strange. But I believe it's a grand fir and not a Douglas fir. The Douglas fir has drooping branches. The grand fir does not. I hear a frog. Can you see him? I don't see him, but I hear him. If I get close enough, maybe he'll hop. Well, definitely a frog. Didn't see him though. That's a cedar tree on the left, the Evergreen Tree. Here's something that's got a little bit of flowers on it. I can't tell what it is, but we're starting to see just a little bit of flowering here. Not a lot. Springtime really isn't here yet. Today was the first day in the 60s. We go in Fahrenheit here, and I'm not sure what 60-degree Fahrenheit is in Celsius, but everybody always feels when you hit the 60s, it's like a special event, you know. Spring is finally here. A couple of ducks. The mallard duck is our common duck here. They've got all these construction signs up because they just finished the bridge about a month ago. I just love these trees, big thick groves. Sadly, we see an invasion of English ivy over there. That actually looks like some bamboo over there. You get plants here that don't belong because humans have lived all along this creek here, this river, for quite a long time. That leaning tree there with all the moss is a broadleaf maple. They grow enormous. Another maple. And a whole bunch of maples in this area here, where before we were mostly in alders and cottonwoods.
So you had to adhere to all the rules, which did include like subbing out. So you took
It's still very early spring here. Not much growing yet. Looks like a holly bush, also not native, and there's sort of an infestation around here. a bottle of Scotch. You know, that's one sad thing in the United States. You can't consume alcoholic beverages in public places unless you're inside of a designated bar. That's why in all the movies you got somebody with a little hidden flask in their back pocket or something.
You got it. You got it.
There's some more people canoeing on the river. There is another trail on the other side of the river. I don't walk on it much. It comes back to the same place here, but I think it doesn't go all the way through. I think it just dead ends. And those buildings over there, that's the downtown Bothell area. For those of you watching who are not from here. Yeah, unfortunately, our kind of maple trees here are not sugar maples. They don't have maple syrup. Sugar maples are mostly on the east coast of the United States. They're a much smaller tree, and yeah, their sap is used to make maple syrup. These broadleaf maples, they're the same thing as the Canadian maple. The giant red leaf on the Canadian flag, that's the broadleaf maple or the Canadian maple. And yeah, they don't have syrup. Okay, I know my comments are, my responses are coming a long time after your comments. I think it's just the way that this stream works. So, on the other side of the bridge, downtown Bothell, there's a park called Bothell Landing, which is mostly a historic park. They took all the oldest, most historic buildings from Bothell and they put them all there into the park and made them into little museums and stuff. Or the big blue one is a historic building, but it's also a hall you can rent out for weddings. And you can sort of see there's a concrete amphitheater there where people sometimes do live performances of music and theater right over there.
The valve out and put it back in.
So I'm almost at the end here. I'll switch back to the rear view so that you can look at me talking to you. So it's been a busy day on this trail. A lot of people out, but it's still a pretty walk. And there's the new bridge again. Nuovi ponti. Nuovo ponte. Okay. I'm out of breath, but the walk is all done. You can kind of see over here what a swamp we have. And a lot of wild animals, birds, frogs live in the swamp. There is one tree here I'll show you processed with lots of blossoms on it, but I'm not sure what kind of tree it is. We're almost back to the parking lot.
It's a two truck, I'm pretty sure.
I believe this is a flowering cherry. Flowering cherry. Okay. So the flowering cherries are in bloom. Or starting to bloom. So I'm back to the parking lot where my car is. Thank you everyone for joining me today on this walk. I learned some more about this software. It went a little bit more smoothly today than previously, but not a lot. So I'll be saying goodbye, and thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Process. Thank you anybody else who's there, I can't tell, but thank you for coming. Grazie mille. A dopo. Ciao amici. Bye, Process. We'll see you later.